So for this video, I will be explaining question 1 on exam 1. Now, this question asks us to form a contingency table, which I did here. I drew out a table for those who either preferred pizza or not, and on the other side, those who preferred sit-down restaurants or not. And I took the information. I noticed that there were 2,000 respondents, so I knew that this would be the total amount of people who responded to the survey. I also noticed that, okay, 600 people prefer pizza and prefer a sit-down restaurant. So here I filled in yes for pizza and yes for sit-down. Here, 550 do not prefer pizza, but prefer a sit-down. And so here I wrote in 550 for no for pizza, yes for sit-down. 500 prefer pizza and do not prefer a sit-down restaurant. Yeah, so 500 prefer pizza and do not prefer a sit-down restaurant. So there I filled in the information here that yes, they do prefer pizza, but they do not prefer sit-downs. And for the remaining 350 that came from here, the 350 who do not prefer pizza and do not prefer a sit-down restaurant, that is where the 350 came from. And here for totals, I just added these numbers up in their corresponding column or row. So that is how I gathered my data. For A, what portion prefer pizza and sit-down restaurant? Okay, so I see that here we have 600, and I divided that by the total amount of people who responded. That gave me 30%. B, what portion prefer pizza irrespective of the restaurant? For that, I took the 1,100 who do not care if it's a sit-down or not, and divided that by the total amount of respondents. And for C, among those who prefer pizza, what proportion prefer sit-down restaurants? For that, I took the 600 here. Yes, the 600 in this pizza column. The 600 who preferred sit-downs. And I divided that by the 1,100 of the total amount who preferred pizza. And I got this, and I got 54.55%. D, among those who do not prefer sit-down restaurants, what portion does not like pizza? For this, I took the, okay, yes, okay, for those who do not prefer sit-down restaurants, I took this row, and I took the 350 of those who do not like pizza. That's where I got this 350, and I divided that by 850. That gave me 41.18%. And that is my explanation for number 1.